Good morning, my friends. Long time no see. I hope that you guys enjoyed the full pink moon reading that I did yesterday. Today, we're looking at next week already. I know, right? Crazy. I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys the time and my attention, as I know tomorrow, Good Friday, is going to be one of those days where it's lots of family activities, lots of family orientation stuff. So I didn't want to try and squish in a reading. That to me isn't how I work. I wanted to make sure you guys got the time and my energy and attention. So we're doing this a day in advance. However, I know that many of us do have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Some people even have Monday off. So you have extra time for you, which is fantastic. So today, the week that we're looking at is April 17th through the 23rd. Now, next week, there's lots going on. On the 19th, we have Earth Day, which is a fantastic day that people collectively acknowledge our beautiful planet. And anytime we have a group of people, the large, the better, we have that attention and we're drawing down that energy. So we have that ability to really embrace that earthy energy on Tuesday. And that corresponds with the healing that I'm going to be publishing on Tuesday for Earth Day. I'm not sure what it's going to look like because I haven't quite filmed it yet. It's going to be exciting when I do. Then, of course, next week as well, on the following day, the 20th, we start in on the Taurus energy. So next week's a lot of that earthy energy, which I think will help as we're coming off that Aries push. Now, we do have that Aries push going in through the weekend and into the early part of next week. So it should be pretty interesting. For this reading, this is my latest Kickstarter deck. This is the Arcanya Tarot. It's so beautiful. The imagery is fantastic. And then I have paired it with the Enchanted Map Oracle. Both these decks, there are links below. So you can go check them out if they're something that call to you. All right, let's look at this week. What can my friends expect from the week of April 17th through the 23rd? It's hard to believe that we're already into the middle of April already. It's the 14th today. So crazy how time flies. And I said this at the beginning of April as we were just entering into that Aries energy. If we are not intentional, we are going to miss out. This month will go past quickly, and it is. There's a lot of movement. Time is moving forward for us. And this is like my backyard, frozen and snowy. I said yesterday, for those who actually have spring and pink blossoms, I'd love to see pictures because this is kind of what I have. The frost and snow and ice. It's cold. Deep freeze. Now, I also mentioned back in the fall, or actually the summer of last year, that's situated there, that the winter was going to be pretty harsh. That I wanted you guys to start to prep, start to really get those tools and do some prep work for that long and hard winter. I joke that I'm in Canada and it's a frozen tundra, but at the same time, many of us are feeling this on the inside. We're feeling disconnected, we're feeling isolated, and we're feeling alone. It's time to shift that. And this week is going to help us do that. Oh, I love this card. It's so cute. Feeling the ouch. Really reconfirming what I just said, that we're going to start to defrost inside. Now, our ouches are energetical and spiritual and emotional. Those can be harder to explain to people. Why we're feeling heavy, we're feeling lethargic, we're feeling disconnected. On the good side, we don't have to explain it. I have tools on this channel that are going to help you. the healing that I'm looking at for Tuesday, it's going to be on that earth energy, kind of, I think, more of a grounding healing is kind of what I'm getting. I always let it go. I don't try and micromanage those healings because they flow. I let the high vibrational beings help me flow that. However, I do have healings, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I have healings and meditations that are free for you to use and revisit as often as you need. So the meditations are all guided. I'm not going to ask you to come sit in a room and just for silence or some music. It's not going to help you. They're going to guide you through what you need to heal. So go through. The Archangel ones are really good with the healing. I have some in my Just You and Me meditative playlists that are really great. And I have 4 healing playlists. Just go through, check them out. Whatever one resonates with you, you're like, oh, that sounds cool. Do that one. Because it's time for you to heal your ouches. Unless you know a good Reiki master, unless you want to really start to go outside for that help, it's something that you can start to work on your own, at your own pace. In that slow, steady manner. You don't have to schedule with anybody. You can, it's YouTube. It's open 24 hours a day. You can do it at your pace, which is going to help. Moonlight. That very nurturing moon, divine feminine energy. What the reading yesterday was with the full pink moon was lots of reflection, having that understanding. We also had the Queen of Cups. That very nurturing, divine feminine energy is going to be needed. It's going to help you. It helps with that healing. It helps with that feeling of fullness, if you will. Help to de-thaw you. I do have new moon healings. And yes, you can do it without the new moon. They are just more powerful with the new moon. There is no new moon next week. It's the following week on the 30th. We started April off on a new moon on the 1st, and we're ending it off on a new moon on the 30th, which kind of like a blue moon, doesn't happen a lot. So we're going to take advantage of it this month. Will you have that next week? Absolutely. Something to keep in the back of your mind that is going to be a helpful, nurturing energy that you need. Like I said, though, that divine feminine, you can call it in at any time. It can help you. Think of it as the universal mother coming in and giving you that hug. We need to make sure that we're using tools and energies to our advantage this week and being very intentional again. I know we're talking a lot about healing and defrosting, but that's going to help. So this is called Compass. And it's not just north, west, south. We've got all the zodiac, which kind of corresponds to what's happening on Tuesday. We've got that Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday's the 20th. So on the 20th, we're going into that Taurus energy. So we've got that very clearly coming forward, that shift. But this nurturing, this healing is going to help give us guidance. It's going to help to give us direction, because there's an aha when we clear things out, when we heal ourselves. Why? Because it's like when you clear away a dirty pile of something on a desk, you can see, oh, well, there's that map I was missing, or there's that piece I was missing. Additionally, when you do healing, especially if you are working on one of my meditations, you're opening yourself up to a high vibrational energy. Even in my healings, you're opening yourself up to that high vibrational energy. You're not focusing in on the problem. So none of my stuff, we focus in on, well, this is what happened. Because that's hurt center. We want head center. We want to be intentional. We want to be using our intuition. We need to be very clear with ourselves, what we need and what we want. So when we start to pick things and we start to make that time for self, so we're starting to set that intention. I'm clear in my meditation what I'm going to do and who I'm working with. So that's going to help. We're shifting out that frost, shifting into a gear that's going to help us. It's going to support us in that growth. It's going to make us feel better. When we're disconnected, we're feeling alone, we're feeling kind of frosty on the inside. We're missing out. That was another piece, right? What the full pink moon said, we had I think it was either the first or second card, but up on my deck here, it was soulmate card. Pretty sure it was the first card. And the reason we had the soulmate card is that we're pushing people away right now. That disconnect. We need to reconnect. We can start working with that energy because we do have the full moon coming in. We are working with that full pink moon energy right now and can into the following week. It's 2 days before, 2 days after. So you get 5 fun days. So we do have that full moon energy. It's time to use it. Can you do a new moon energy on a full moon? You can't. It's not going to harm you in any way. It's not the same moon, but you still can call in that divine feminine. And the difference energetically between the two moons, the full moon's more abrupt than the new moon. So you have that. It's time to start to reconnect and feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Okay. So I had COVID back in February and I'm still struggling. Every now and then it feels like it's back, but it's not. It's weird. Okay. That's an important card that fell up face up. So let's look at the beginning of the week. We're in the full moon energy of the full pink moon. We're heading into Earth Day. We're heading into Taurus. The Easter bunnies come. That chocolate is prevalent. It's a yummy holiday, right? Okay. The card that fell face up is the Ace of Ashes or the Ace of Wands. I always think of the Ace of Wands as that match that's just about to be struck, that eruption. Like I said, we need to defrost the inside. We need that connection. We need that warm and fuzzy. How do we do that? Start reaching out. So those people that we've been meaning to contact, wanting to connect in with, it's a great time to start. And you can start that right now. We're in the full pink moon energy. That's exactly what we were supposed to do. Start to have patience for others, start to connect in with others, because they too are feeling that kind of frosty chill. Having patience with them because they may not understand energetically what's happening. They may not understand how the different elements in play are impacting them. Have patience. Start that reconnection. Feeling those ouchies, like I said, you're connecting into the high vibrational beings, whether it be a meditation or a healing. You can start to work with them, start to reconnect. Setting the intention, giving yourself permission, giving yourself the time and energy to do it will help you connect in. You're the only one who can do this. That connection, that feeling of warm and fuzzy starts with you and your work. Even if you want to have help, you know you've got a great healing master, Reiki master on speed dial, that's reaching out, connecting in. So you've got to take those first steps. Like I said, you can start that now because we are in that full moon energy. The 5 of Stones or the 5 of Pentacles. talking about that disconnect. You kind of know they're there, but you don't, you feel that distance. Now, the Five of Pentacles is usually in the original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew in the Rider-Waite deck. You have this beautiful stained glass. It's got 5 pentacles. It's like this pretty church or cathedral. And there are 2 peasants who are hungry, cold, and sick. Yet they're on the outside, not the inside, receiving the help. It's up to us to find that door and ask for the help we need, because people in the physical plane are busy with their own stuff. If you don't use your words, they're not going to know. High vibrational beings cannot step in unless you ask. You need to break down the law of free will so that you do start to have that connection with them. They're not so far away. You're finding that door and taking that first step. Like I said, that can, and you can start that whenever you feel comfortable doing it. This weekend gives people a lot of opportunity because it is Easter. So, good time. Let's go into the middle of the week. What does the middle of the week bring, my friends? Now, this is, we're entering into Taurus in this. I'm interested to see if Taurus picks up on where Aries is leaving off, or if Taurus is going to be like, yeah, we're changing it up, because that can happen too. We have that earthy energy. And I know that when we hit Capricorn in December, that happened. We did have that shift. When we hit Aquarius, we were in a kind of a better space. Last May, Castor and Pollux from Gemini started to feel a shift in energy. There was a lot of push and pull that we saw up until Capricorn came in. Because when Aquarius came up to bat, we didn't really have that same intensity. It's the King of Rain, or the King of Cups. This dude is the one who is in control of his emotions. He's usually sitting on kind of this concrete slab with this really pretty chair, and he's just like, and in the background, the sea is just kind of doing this weird topply turtling. We need that control. That frost on the inside, the pain of feeling disconnected. If we do not release and heal it like we're supposed to, those emotions will topple you. You will be reactive, and people will be wondering what the heck's wrong with you. Why are you so grumpy? Additionally, they are going to reflect that very topply, turbly energy back at you, because those people in our lives, even strangers, people that we come in contact with, mirror our energy. So if we're low, flat, and funky, it's exactly what we get. That's why when we have a bad day, that's usually when we're like, oh my God, that's the worst day ever. Because you didn't stop to shift the energy on the inside to make it a good day. That's what we need to do. We need to shift the energy on the inside so people are reflecting that happy, positive, kind of unconditional loving energy back at us. So we are in control of how we respond to the snarky comments, because you got to remember, this is a global general reading. Others are feeling that disconnect too. So they will be reactive. We need to pull them out of it so that we're not dealing with that reaction bark. We're dealing with somebody that's up here rather than that gut response. The Five of Wind, the Five of Swords. Exactly what I just said. Just confirming that reactivity, that conflict that is going to be there, especially in the middle of the week. We need to be using that frontal cortex. So we're planning things out. We're being very intentional and very mindful, using our intuition, which Good news, guys. When we are using that frontal cortex, so we're in control of our emotions, we're breathing, we feel grounded, we feel stable. Guess what's coming fast and furious? Those intuitional pieces. We need to use our head and our heart center to kind of guide us this week. We're already feeling that pain. We don't want pain to lead us, because what is going to lead to more pain? Again, like attracts like. So how we're feeling will be reflected in how other people treat us. We're in control of that. The 10 of Cups or the 10 of Rain. So interesting. We started off with the rain and we're going to end in the rain. And this is when Taurus is in its infancy for its month span. So we've got lots of water and lots of grounded energy. Like I said, the more stable and grounded we are, the more we're going to have that intuitional energy, the more we're going to be using that frontal cortex. There's tricks to releasing stuff that isn't so meditational or healing. You can use water to your advantage. So anytime you bathe, setting the intention and asking for the help. Again, you need to break down those barriers. So before you go into the shower, say, okay, I'm going to use this shower to help support me in releasing some of this gunk, this yuck I don't want. Can any and all high vibrational beings support me in doing so for my greater good? Then go take a shower. You can visualize heavy, kind of tar-like yuck coming off of you and being washed away. Setting those intentions, using your supports, because we do have the 10 of Cups, to our advantage. Reaching out to the physical, reconnecting in. Reaching out to the spiritual, to reconnect in. So it's the 10 of Cups. There's two family cards in tarot. One is the 10 of Pentacles and one is the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups also talks about that astral family and our spiritual supports. We all have a team. It's important that we connect in with that team. If you're new to this and want to start to work with your team and start to work on that connection, back in October of 2020, or just 2020, I did 3 meditations. It's in my Just You and Me playlist, where we started to reach out and connect in with our support team. The first one is your guardian angel. The second one is a guide. We usually have more than one. And then the third is another high vibrational being that's in that group. And I encourage people to do it a number of times as that group can shift and change. Guides can come and go, and high vibrational beings, they come in and out. Your guardian angel, though, it's pretty much a guaranteed from conception to transition bound. So you have that ability. I think the meditations are 30 minutes long, and you don't have to do it in succession. I would, if you're new to this, I would definitely start with your guardian angel because they're always there. Your guides are usually there, but depending on what's happening for you, they may have gone to do something for you. So your guardian angel very, very, very rarely leaves you. Also, it goes through like very clear steps. I kind of, as you get into it, I kind of bypass some of those introductory steps. All right, let's get into the end of the week. What can the end of the week bring, my friends? We're going to have a little bit of a reprieve at the end of the week because Wednesday we have Taurus coming in, and that shift would have already occurred. Some of the conflict we're going to see is the anxiety some of us have anytime we have that shift. I know many people who get very uptight on how the different houses are going to respond to the different shift in the zodiacs. Astrology can be pretty complex. I won't lie. And I'm not an expert in it, so don't quote me on anything here. because there are a lot when you're looking at the skies in astrology, but there's a lot more than just the zodiacs. The planets come into play, different constellations come in. So yeah, it can get pretty bogged down pretty quick. So this is the Messenger of Stones, or the Page of Pentacles. I think you guys got this one yesterday. It obviously looked different because I was using a pick deck. But that Page of Pentacles, reminding us not to get too bogged down. Yes, we're going to be in that earthy, grounded Taurus energy, but we still need that adventure and that play. We don't want to kind of minimize this experience by getting too caught up in hyper focusing in on things, because our ego will do that as well. Anytime we hyper focus in on something, what happens? We start to feel overwhelmed. We start to feel disconnected. We kind of dig ourselves a hole. Beginning part of the week, start with that connection. Start with that healing. And like I said, my healings are like 30 minutes long, or the meditations are about 30 minutes long. The healings are about 15. I don't want you guys to like spend hours and days on this. A little bit of time goes a long way, because you're not going to get it all done this week. You just want to start it. At the end of the week, they're being really clear though. Take a bit of a deep breath and have some fun. Have some playtime. Get into that creativity and enjoy. You don't want to be caught up too much in going to work, coming home, healing, going to bed, going to work, coming home, healing. If you get into that routine, it becomes a chore. None of this should be a chore. It should be something you look forward to and that makes you feel better. Emperor. The fourth card in the Major Arcana. This is a very stoic depiction of the Emperor. He, of course, and I believe this is the first Major Arcana you guys have. Yep. He's the guy of routine. He's the other guy of structure. He is your go-to guy for stability. The end of the week, you are going to feel that very stable energy of Taurus kind of come in like a bull in china shop and help to stabilize you from a lot of this action. Aries was all about that action orientation. We got to get going. We're now going to have that very stable. Okay, I did this. Aries is pushing you, giving you that last kind of nudge to get you going in the right direction, helping to break that ice and kind of get you moving again. So the end of the week, you have that stability. You have that structure to kind of embrace, because it will embrace you and it will feel amazing. All right. Let's end off on any further insight, wisdom, and guidance that we can share with my friends so that they can really get the most out of this week. Metamorphosis. Really talking about that shift and change that is possible this week, should you take the time. Again, this is something that you need to do for you. Even reaching out to a healer is taking action, taking those steps forward. Commitment. Now, you guys did have the soulmate card in your full pink moon reading. That commitment to others is going to be important. So that relationship, whether it's your soulmate, twin flame, or close friends and family, they feel isolated and alone. you feel isolated and alone. That commitment needs to be there. You need to be the one that stands up and makes that phone call, reaches out to them, not waiting or hoping that they call you. Sometimes we have to be the ones that make the first move. Wishing well. This is a fun card. This also works well with manifestation, and that's what I'm getting. You can manifest what it is we're asking for. I said to you that we need to ask and connect into the high vibrational beings. I gave you that little trick with the shower. Well, the same can be true when we start to manifest things or ask for help. So asking the high vibrational beings for support, praying to the bigger entity of God, your God, goddess, the universe, the great spirit, whatever you want to label that bigger energy, we can start to put in that manifestation. And we need to. We need to manifest things that are going to help to continue to defrost us, to get us moving. Because a lot of us do feel kind of frozen in place. We don't feel like our body's responding the way it should. We need to start to move and get ourselves going again. So manifesting is a really nice way to do that. The trick with manifesting, be broad. The more specific you are, the longer it's going to take. And then also let it go. So for example, I had a client, and as far as I know, still waiting. And this was 15 years ago that I spoke to him last, was that he wanted a red sports car because he needed a new car. He was very specific on the color, the type, the model, the whole shebang. I don't think he's got it yet. However, I've had clients be able to manifest a vehicle that's going to be reliable for them in hours. Why? They're like, I need a new vehicle or a newer vehicle that is going to be reliable for me and my family so that we're able to continue being a productive part of society and getting all our stuff done. It was never about a model. It was never about a color or a status. It was about functionality. They were able to do it in hours. So putting it out there, putting that wish in that need. Because once we put it out there and you let it go, you start to work on other things. You start to enjoy that, what's going right. You start to really apply yourself into what your experience is, whether you like it or not. Because even if we don't like it, we can start to make little shifts in what we don't like, stuff that we do. We like to be rescued. It's not going to happen. There is no knight in shining armor. We need to be our knight in shining armor. I should have turned the guard. Follow the leader. We're the leader. We need to know what we want. That support. We need to ask for what we need. We need to be open to how it comes to us and what form it comes to us in. We need to shift from what we don't like and add to what we do like. What we don't like, causing that frostiness. Did we make major changes and scrap everything? Absolutely not. There is stability in stuff that we may not enjoy. I have clients who hate their jobs. And I work with them to try and add in elements and flares in their everyday of things that they do like, to allow that to naturally grow. Does it work? Yes. However, it's worth that extra time, energy, and, well, not so much expense. You don't want to incur added challenge, but it is time and energy. You're able to invest that time and energy into something you like, while still maintaining the stability and financial need from something you may not enjoy. And then sooner or later, you see that aspect that you want, you've got the knowledge, you've got the stability in what you enjoy. You're able to easily and seamlessly transition without adding extra burden to you and your family. So that path Sometimes we have to take the scenic route to maintain that stability. Because if we don't have the stability in finances, the stability in our existence, what happens is that we cause more heartache and pain and fear. And what happens? We start to tumble and stumble. We don't want that. Small baby steps go so long and so much further in this experience because you're dumping and getting rid of what you don't need, while at the same time allowing what you do want to flourish. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this reading for next week. Know that you can start this now, as this kind of is an accentuation or an addition to what the full moon reading of yesterday was about. So we're already in that full moon energy. So you can start. No, it said the beginning of the week. We're into the weekend soon. So next week, guys, yes, you will have your healing on Tuesday. I'm also going to be live on Wednesday for Taurus, and then you have your weekly reading. You get 3 times next week. I had 3 times this week too. So for my new friends here, I do post 2 to 3 times a week. They are on different days. So I do encourage people to subscribe and hit the little red bell so that they're not going to miss out. Some days the readings are Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Thursday, I also usually have my weekly forecast for the following week on the Friday. So it's kind of a static time. But there are crazy days like today, or it's Thursday. So if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps people find me on the Sea of YouTube. And it helps you help them raise their vibration. Which, like I said earlier, that mirror. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Till tomorrow, my friends.